of this organization is to bring our beloved state, Kerala, to Indonesia and to inculcate awareness of our traditions and culture among our young generation. We also wish to drive away any homesickness felt by us Malayalis. Are you lucky today? Okay, let's see if you are really lucky, because there's a door prize. A prize for 2 tickets to Bali. So keep your tickets very safely. At the end, you will know if you are lucky. Onam was a month ago, but still, I would like to remind our young minds what it is. Onam is a harvest festival celebrated by all communities in Kerala. It also marks the first month of the Malayalam calendar. Every festival has a legend attached to it, and so does Onam. During the rule of King Mahabali, Kerala witnessed the golden era. There was prosperity and happiness during this time. The king was said to be a virtuous man, but his benevolence was used. The jealous, egoistic gods felt challenged by his popularity. So Vahamanan was sent down to ask for 3 paces of land, which the king gladly agreed to give. But these 3 paces were no ordinary paces. The first filled the earth, the second filled the sky, and for the third, the king showed his head, with which he was pushed into hell. At this point, the king was granted one boon, and that was the annual visit to his country. So now, Onam is not only a harvest festival, it is also the time when the great King Mahabali visits. Any festivity is incomplete without competitions and games. So, during Onam, we have Onam Kaligal and the popular Vallam Kali. And every house would be colorfully decorated with a pookolam to welcome King Mahabali. Before we move on to the program, I, Anina John, on behalf of KSI, would like to welcome each and everyone present here. Swagatam. We would like to extend a special welcome to our guests, Mr. Sahur H. Zaidi, the JNCC Director and Counselor, and his wife, Mrs. Alvia Zaidi. Magic, music, mimicry, and comedy. What more would you want? All we ask is sit down, make yourself comfortable, and enjoy the program before we take off into the world of entertainment. Are you all ready? Seated? Traditionally, we Indians always begin any program after extending our prayers and thanks to the Almighty. Thus, we start our program with a prayer song sung by the trio Samyukta, Sain, and Shriya. Please come on stage. And the lighting of the lamp simultaneously. For this, I request Mr. Zahur Zaidi to light the lamp during the prayer. Please, sir.
Muralidhara, Murahara, Natavara, Muralidhara, Murahara. गोपीजनप्रिय गिरिधरा गोपीजनप्रिय गिरिधरा मुरलीधरा मुरहरा नटवरा वृंदावन संजार जगदौदारा वृंदावन संजार जगदौदारा यशोद बाला नंद किशोरा यशोद बाला नंद किशोरा यशोद बाला नंद किशोरा यशोद बाला नंद किशोरा मुरलीधरा मुरहरा नटवरा गोपीजनप्रिय गिरिधरा गोपीजनप्रिय गिरिधरा मुरलीधरा मुरहरा नटवरा.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, madams. I now request, of course, a big thank you to the little trios. I now request the KSI President, Mr. Dilip Kumar, to say a few words. Please, sir.
On this auspicious day, the 29th of September 2012, people from a land thousands of kilometers away from Jakarta, a land with its God-blessed natural beauty, well known for its flora and fauna, and well defined as a God's own country. People from this God's own country are today assembled in Jakarta to celebrate the most important festival of their land, a festival followed by an age-old tradition. Irrespective of caste, color, and creed, Onam is celebrated around the world wherever Malayalis exist. On behalf of Kerala Samajam, Indonesia, I take the privilege to invite Mr. Zuhur Saidi, the Director of JNICC, Ibu Oneng Satya Harini, the Minister of Tourism and Creativity, Mr. Ramakrishnan from Indian Embassy, children, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Onam 2012. Kerala Samajam is a non-profitable, generous, magnanimous and a magnificent association of Malayalis residing in Indonesia. It was formed in 2004 to promote our age-old tradition and culture to learn Malayalam language. We speak Malayalam, one of the most complicated language in the world, without any complication. KSI, this is to bring into a notification on 15th of August, on auspicious occasion of our independence. We were in the embassy. We made a commitment to Indian Embassy. In the past, KSI as a charity organization took an active part in Indonesian tsunami in 2004 and Gunung Merapi and a countless number of charity activities. These were all disaster-based. So now we start a routine charity activity. We have taken a small step by sponsoring the traveling expenses of a student studying in India. Indian government offers scholarship for person of Indian origins to study in India. Unfortunately, this only fulfills his educational needs. So his transportation expenses were borne by the student himself. So KSI has taken a small step by doing this. To expand our charity, we need your coordination, we need your support, we need your suggestion. Your suggestion can be routed through www.indokerala.com. Coming back to today's program, we have, as Mrs. Anina John had told you, that we have Kottayam, Nazeer and Ammu. Hope today's program will be a memorable one. And I once again thank you all for joining us for today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Mr. Zahul Zaidi to honor the occasion by saying a few words. Please, sir.
Namaskaram. This is, I'm afraid, the only bit of Malayalam I can speak. But thank you very much for inviting me to this wonderful function. Ibu Oning, Mr. Dilip Kumar, the President of the Kerala Samajam Indonesia, Mr. Prakash Menon, the General Secretary, and members of the Kerala Samajam Indonesia. It is indeed wonderful to be celebrating Onam a month after Onam in Indonesia. And it is so heartening to see a small community of, I was just told, about less than 150 people who gather together and would be putting up a wonderful show we all can look forward to. Truly, Kerala is known as God's own country, and we are so proud of the fact that we have this rather tiny state, Ibu. I mean, people who are not of Indian origin would perhaps not know so much about Kerala, but perhaps a country with, a state with such beautiful culture, such lovely landscapes, such wonderful cuisine. I've had the good privilege of serving with some Malayali officers and a Malayali boss, and I still remember the wonderful, delicious savories that we used to have, starting from put to Malabari biryani, to appam, and of course, you can continue to talk and talk about the beautiful landscape that Kerala has, not to mention the wonderful people who come from Kerala. It is, as has been mentioned, it is so nice to see attempts to preserve our culture, which is so rich, so varied, and so wonderful. And I'm sure these little children would have opportunities to go back home, but with programs like these, at least they remain connected with their culture. The attempts of the Kerala Samajam to preserve the language and to further it in Indonesia is really commendable. And hats off to the Kerala Samajam for agreeing to sponsor an air ticket. Considering the size of the community, considering the size of the Samajam, it is really, really commendable. This just goes to prove how committed you are in telling the world about the Indianness that we all are so very proud of. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be part of this wonderful function. We can look forward to some great entertainment. And thank you, Kerala Samajam, for inviting me over. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir. Children, ladies and gentlemen, tighten your seatbelts to enter into the world of magic. Who's going to take you there? Well, it is none other than the Wonder Girl, Ammu. Ammu, a young budding magician, has done many innovative feats in magic from the age of 3. Ammu is one of the 3 leading lady magicians in India, a place dominated by male magicians. She can even bring a smile to Harry Potter's Muggle's face. Then why can't she do it to you? For Ammu, when she hears the applause and the applaud after her magic acts, gets great satisfaction, especially when she knows that her magic will spread awareness against various issues such as HIV, drug abuse, and tuberculosis. What can I say? There is something magical in magic, and it holds the fantasy of all, old and young. Children, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to welcome Ammu, the Wonder Girl, the 21-year-old magician who will be our pilot, taking us to the world of supernaturals.